All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Abundance Kickoff Coaching. My name is Morgan, and I am the coach at Abundance. I'm also one of the co-founders and the managing broker. So I do with a lot of different things at Abundance, but just want to quick introduce myself and also introduce you to what to expect in kickoff coaching. So right now, you're probably either in the middle of getting your license, your real estate license, or thinking about joining the pre-license course. So if you haven't done that already, that is your first step. So talk to one of us in leadership, and we are happy to get you signed up for the pre-license course directly through the Wisconsin Realtors Association. Once that's done, the course is about 14 chapters. Well, it is 14 chapters. Then you're going to schedule your test with a local Pearson VUE testing center. There, you're going to take about 4 hours or so. Sometimes I've seen people take 1 hour, 2 hours. No worries if you take the 4 hours, and you're going to be slipped a piece of paper that tells you if you passed or failed. Don't worry, you can take it again. If in that event you were not in your best self and maybe you have to try again, that is totally okay. The moment you pass that test, let us know, because that's when the magic starts to happen here. So all of the things in kickoff coaching, you're not really able to do until you're licensed, because we're going to be doing licensed activities, open houses, conversations with buyers and sellers, showings, writing offers, going on listing appointments. Those are all licensed activities. So we can't do them until we actually have the license. So that's why step 1, get signed up for the course. Step 2, take your test. Step 3, pass your test. Then talk to us, then we get started. Now, the reason we don't have you join the actual Abundance Kickoff Coaching program until you're licensed or almost about to get licensed is because we've done it before. I've coached hundreds of agents, and what I have found is that it gets too exciting because you want to start diving in and you get more focused on what's going on in coaching than your actual pre-license course. So we want you to focus 100% on getting your course passed and done, get through those practice exams. We have awesome resources too to help you study if you need. So again, just reach out to us. We're going to check in every now and again to make sure everything's going well. But once you get to around chapter 12 or 14, 12, 13, or 14, then I would encourage you to start coming to kickoff coaching class, which is here in our Abundance office every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11:30. We do have a Zoom option. So if you are not able to join that day or need to listen from your car, no worries. Just let us know. We have the Zoom link. It's a recurring Zoom link invite. So you just keep the Zoom link handy or ask us for it and we'll get it to you. So what I want to do is introduce you to the course and what to expect throughout this course and how it works. So Kickoff Coaching is a curriculum that I designed about 6 years ago, and it has evolved over the years, but it has been time and time again proven to work, to turn people who are unlicensed into successful, heavy producing real estate agents. The ones that I see who are most successful are the ones who come to class and the ones who do the activity. So most days you're going to be sent with an activity to do, homework, if you must say. I know we have bad connotations with that word, but things that you need to do. And the reason those are assigned is for a reason. The reason we do things in the certain order that we do is for a reason. It's because it works. So I promise you, if you come to class and do the activities, you will be a successful real estate agent. And there's a document that we fill out together in the beginning called the GCI breakdown, gross commission income breakdown. If you want to make $250,000 next year, and that requires you to go on 2 listing appointments a month and 4 buyer consults a month, then that's what I'm going to hold you accountable to, because they're your dreams, your goals, not ours. All we are here at Abundance is here as a provider of education and here to support you and cheer you on and get you to your goals. That's our job. So how does kickoff coaching work? So like I said, once you're around chapter 12 or 14, about to take your test, start coming to class. I'll usually try to give you a deadline to help you kind of have a light at the end of the tunnel on when you should start coming to class. But of course, if you have any questions, let me know. So the way the course works is you are in the program for 5 transactions that close, which might mean we write 10 offers together in order to have 5 close, right? So I will review every single one of your contracts line by line. So the first portion of the class is mentorship / contract review. That's one part. That has nothing to do with class. That means every time you are about to write a contract, you're going to write it in our system called .loop. Again, we teach you how to do this. Don't worry about that. We learned that in class. And then I'm going to review it line by line before your client ever sees it. That way you have nothing but perfect contracts going out into the world. Okay, so that's one aspect. Then of course I'm here for phone calls when you're like, hey, what happens when this comes up in an inspection? What happens if the appraisal comes in $20,000 lower than the purchase price that we agreed upon? Great question. We go over all of that. So that's what I'm here for. That's mentorship and contract review. The third part of class is actual class curriculum. So the way that works is there's about 26 courses that are part of the curriculum that I've built for kickoff coaching. That means it takes about 6 months to get through all of the curriculum. So as you're going through your transactions, you'll come to class every Tuesday and you'll share about what's going on. A first part of class is really you talking about your current transactions, what you're struggling with, what you're going through, and having those in the room help you through that along with me. It's super beneficial. And one of the hardest things when you're new in real estate is finding your tribe, finding people to hang out with who are doing the same thing as you. Every time I've had a group of people together in class, they always, even when they're 5 years into the business, they remember each other and continue to work together because they remember where they came from together. It's a really cool thing. You also get to be a part of every one of their transactions because you're hearing in class about their struggles, their conversations with clients, their big successes for the week. So you're not just going through 5 transactions, you're going through 20, 30, 40 transactions because you're hearing about other things going on. So how do you pay for this class? So we work really hard to make this as inexpensive as possible. So we came up with something a long time ago that works really, really well. Again, you only pay if you have a closing. So the way it works is it's a 20% off your gross commission paid into the program. And that's for your first 5 transactions. So in theory, you're paying 1 transaction for the 5. And what that does is it pays for the program. It helps us make resources and pays for the time that goes into creating a program like this. We're always working to improve it and always want to make it better for you. So once those 5 transactions are done, you're done with the program forever. Now, if you want to come back and join anytime, of course, you have access to the material for life. So you never need to worry about finding one of those how-tos or anything like that. We also, in class, create your documents branded as you in the class. So when you're actually done and graduated, you have a listing packet ready to go. You have a buyer consult packet ready to go. You have all the materials that you need to run a successful business. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the materials so you kind of understand what we're going to be looking at and what this class even looks like. So this is our Kickoff Coaching Google Drive where we keep all of our documents. So we have 3 types of class documents: buyers, listings, and running your business. So those who are beginning soon will probably begin in class 1, Intro to Buyer Agency. So we go through chronologically kind of how a transaction goes, but we start with buyers and we talk the buyer consult, actually having the appointment. We go through the contract itself. I teach you those contracts line by line. You're going to be an expert in these when you are done. We go through showings, how to have a showing, how to work a lockbox, how to schedule a showing. What does that all look like? How to write an offer. A buyer calls you or at the showing goes, oh my gosh, I love the house. Let's write an offer. What do? This class teaches you what to do and how to do it. We go through the actual contract line by line. We go through all the addenda that go into these contracts. Sometimes we need pre-written addenda to help us get our message across in our contract in a sense. There's a common contract called Addendum A that we use all the time, but we also go through Addendum O, Addendum R, Addendum S, and a few other different ones that are really common. We are so lucky in the state of Wisconsin that they have pre-printed contracts for us. Some of them are long. The offer to purchase is 11 pages, but they are beautiful contracts. They're written so nicely. And if you ever do real estate in another state or buy a house or sell a house, particularly like Florida, I know I've read an offer to purchase contract in Florida and I was like, what is this? So we forget sometimes our contracts are really, really nice and they're pre-printed. Like I said, they're always the same. They have fillable fields, so they're really easy to use. We go through condos. We have to learn all about condos and how those work. What are meeting minutes? What's the reserve? What's the budget? What do we look for when we're helping a client buy or sell a condo? What happens once you get an accepted offer? Oh my gosh, you get the call from the listing agent that says, we accepted your offer. Great. Now you call me and you're like, now what do I do? Don't worry, we got this. That's what this class is all about. Then we also have an entire class around the inspection contingency because it's one of the trickiest contingencies that we can go through. And we want to make sure that you fully understand it and know some of the behaviorals that are really important to remember when negotiating through an inspection. I always say the number one reason that transactions fall apart during an inspection is not because of the inspection or because of the clients. It's because of the agents and the way that they handled it. So we talk a lot of psychology and how to navigate this tricky inspection contingency and come out with happy buyers and happy sellers and your clients being uber protected. Because that's what it's all about, right? Protecting our client. Then we have a whole listing series that we go through. We talk about the listing contract, how to prep for a listing appointment. You're going to go help somebody sell the biggest asset that they own. It's a big deal. So how do we prepare for that? And what things do we bring to the appointment? I'll just give you a heads up. There's about 5 things that we're going to go through, and all the documents we bring to a listing appointment, I have over 10 of them. So again, I'm going to teach you a lot of stuff here. This is heavy, but it's all so good and so fun. How to price a listing and interpret the market, how to do a CMA, how to tell how much a house is worth without even stepping foot into it. I'll teach you the theory of that and some tangible ways to do that. How to have a listing appointment, what to actually say, what to do, what are they on the DISC profile, and how do you work with clients on all 4 of those levels? Depending on what you are, you need to make sure you're adjusting a little bit to make sure your client feels comfortable and heard. If you're a high D like me, we kind of got to tone it down when we're working with high S's, or we can seem a little pushy, right? If you're a high S, you might need to tone it up a little bit because otherwise your high D client might think, this person doesn't know how to get things done. So we really learn how to communicate on all 4 different levels. And there's so many different ways to make sure our clients feel respected and heard, and that we're meeting them where they are at. Can you tell there's a lot of psychology in this class? But yes, we deal with contracts and everything like that, but there is a lot of psychology that goes into sales as well. When you receive offers on a listing, how to present those offers and interpret them, and then show them to your client and help them understand the positives and negatives of all 11 to 14 pages of stuff that you just received. How do you make sure your client is getting the best deal? And how can you negotiate with multiple different offers to make sure that your client gets exactly what they need? That's what we go over in that class. How to manage the transaction. So once you get an accepted offer, how to take it now from accepted offer to close. So we really go through the process of actually contract to close on both the buyer and the listing side. So you're going to see it from both perspectives, which is important because you're going to be representing both buyers and sellers. So you need to know what both sides look like and have empathy for both sides, because when you're on one side, you're dealing with the other side. And a lot of times if we think about, wow, I remember when I was on the listing side last time and how I felt during this, we can approach it with so much more respect and kindness, which is what this is all about, right? And then we are going to do actual in-class listing presentations. So you literally get to practice having a listing presentation in this room. And that's really important because we always want you to practice on each other versus practicing on your client. So it's a really great class and you walk away and go, oh my gosh, you went from literally knowing nothing to now being a really, really well-versed real estate agent. You guys, this class is so important to me. There is so much important information here. And I promise you, if you give this gift to yourself, you will thank yourself. So I look forward to seeing you in class once you approach finishing up your pre-licensing. If you need us in the meantime, you just let us know. But this is a general overview of how the class works, what the expectations are, and what you can expect from us. So good luck on your test and welcome to Kickoff Coaching. We will see you very soon. Have a good day.